This goal setting system literally changed my life. I used to be one of the 91% of people who did not actually complete their New Year's resolutions. And it was because I was setting my goals completely wrong. I wasn't making progress. I felt kind of stuck in my life. I think part of the reason for that is that there's so many distractions nowadays and it's hard to stay focused on one thing for an entire year. There's social media, there's advertisements, there's so many different things pulling us away. It's so hard to stay focused for, an hour, much less a year. And that's why I tried out some different goal setting methods. And I found one that really worked for me. And it's setting 90-day goals, which seems kind of simple, but I was setting my goals wrong. And that's part of why I never got them achieved. So in this video, I wanted to share how I pick specific goals that I can actually achieve and stick with, and my framework for actually choosing goals, how I make a plan to hit that in the next 90 days, how I break that down into weekly steps and then into daily steps. And I get, one thing done every day to get me closer to that goal. And I almost can't help but achieve my goals when I break it down this way. And some tips on how to stay consistent so you don't become part of the 91% of people. That's a crazy stat. To start off with, I ask myself a specific question and then I use a specific framework in order to answer that question. So the question is the Dan Sullivan question, which is, if we're having a discussion 3 years from today and you were to look back over those 3 years to today, what has to have happened both personally and professionally for you to feel happy about your progress? Now, 3 years is a long time. So I asked that same question, but in a 90-day timeline. If I see myself as 90 days from now, what has happened in these 90 days to make me feel like I was successful, I got some stuff done, I'm proud of myself, I'm happy with where I'm at? What has to have happened? And then I use something called SMART goals. Pretty much a SMART goal is something that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So for instance, I could have a 90-day goal to get to 500,000 subscribers, but that's a horrible goal because I can't control that. Instead, I could have a goal of posting every single week, and that would get me closer to that. Or my specific goal for these next 90 days is to post 20 videos in the next 90 days, which is more than one a week, which I haven't really done in a couple of years. But that's something that I can control. Another one that I hear all the time is, my goal is to get healthy this year. I'm gonna get in shape this year. Stupid goal. Instead, you want something that is measurable. I'm gonna track my calories every single day. I'm gonna walk 10,000 steps a day. I'm gonna do something that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. I should probably find an actual tripod. So before we get into the weekly and the daily, this is how I set my main goal, but there's a few steps after that. I'm using the framework from this Finisher's Journal and some kind of like things that I've learned over the past. It's not a sponsored video. I do have an affiliate link with like 15% off, but I've literally used them every day for the past 2 years. So that's what you're gonna be seeing in this video. But I'm absolutely sure you could probably do the same thing with a piece of paper for free, do it on your phone, do whatever. This just helps me to kind of have it all written out. So I start off with my outcome goal, post 20 videos by X date. Then I break it down into actionable steps. What are some steps that will get me closer to that goal? For me, it's to plan out the next 20 videos so I actually know what I'm supposed to be doing over these next 20 weeks. So sitting down and doing that. Then it might be posting 10 videos by halfway through. That way I know that I'm on track. Posting 3 day in the life videos because that'll help me do some extra ones on top of the normal ones. It's taking whatever your big goal is and breaking it down into actionable steps. And each step has to be relevant to the big goal. And then another thing that I've started doing over like the past 6 months is to use a motivation. My motivation for this is if I do it, I'll be able to take an entire week off and not work, which I haven't done in years. I don't know if that's a motivation or a punishment because I love what I do, but I think it'll be good for me. So I'm gonna try it. Maybe for you, it's buying a coat or taking a weekend away, or it's donating to a campaign of somebody you absolutely disagree with. So that way you really want to hit your goal because you're more scared of the punishment than you would be of a reward. What's your motivation behind this? It's important to keep that in mind if you want to actually stick with your goal. Generally, I set 1 to 2 goals. I would never go past 3 because if you have a bunch of priorities, you don't have any priorities. So that's why I think it's good to set as few goals as possible so you can be laser focused and actually achieve them. So next up, we have our weekly goals. It's pretty simple. Pretty much write down the most important thing for the week that if you got that done, you would feel like that week was a success. One thing that will make a huge impact. And then if you have other things that are kind of underneath that, you list them out underneath that and you use the ABC method. The ABC method is pretty much write down A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever it is on however many you have on that list of secondary tasks, and you do them in that order. Most important A, least important C, that way, obviously. It seems small and easy, but we have a tendency to do the unimportant things first and to leave off the other stuff. So that's why I love having that most important thing and then everything else, and even that everything else is in order so that if you're not gonna do something, at least it's gonna be something that wasn't that important anyways. So usually on Friday I'll do this, where I will plan out my next week, and then I'll also review the previous week. I'll look at what worked, what I should keep doing, I'll look at what didn't work and what I should probably cut out a little bit, how I can improve, anything that I learned maybe. And then I'll go back and look at my overall goal, kind of make some notes on there. And this is really just a way to keep yourself on track, because if you don't look at your overall goal for like a month, you're gonna forget about it, you're gonna lose motivation. So if you keep thinking about it every week and seeing it, you're much more likely to actually achieve it. So now we're at what I think is the most important part, which is the daily. I love this. I mentioned this book a while ago, which is The One Thing, which is just doing one thing every day to get you closer to your goals. This is how I do that. For the past couple of years, this is how I've been doing it. I lost a couple, but I have a bunch left. Every single day doing one thing to get me closer to my goals. It's amazing. So I start off with my priority task. We'll use today as an example. Today my task to get me closer to the 20 goals was to shoot a 90-day video going over me actually going through this, which I've been doing because today is New Year's. Then I had some secondary tasks. I need to edit this video. I think I'm gonna edit it myself because I really enjoy editing. Then I have to answer some emails, and that's my entire to-do list for today. Most important thing I've already done. Second most important thing I'm about to do. Third thing, if it doesn't get done, whatever. On days where I have more going on, I'll have additional tasks, but I really like keeping it really simple, that if I got done just shooting this video today, I would feel like it was a success. For every goal, it's gonna be different, but if you get down that one thing, you're okay with burning the rest of the list. Then another thing that I've been using a lot recently is time boxing, which again, you can do on your calendar, you can do on a piece of paper. I just use this journal, but I time box when I'm gonna shoot, when I'm gonna edit, answer emails, then I'm not actually doing anything the rest of the day. But at least it's planned out, it's in order. Most important to least important, I know when I'm gonna do them. And then generally every night or whenever I wrap up my day, I will plan out the next day instead of trying to do that in the morning when I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm thinking about. That way I can just wake up and get right to work and know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So for me, that's been a great way to kind of wrap up your day. Now, if you're trying to start a habit at the beginning of this year, I'd recommend getting like a calendar or printout, or this journal has one of these, and just keeping track of every day that you do whatever you're supposed to do. Maybe it's walking 5,000 steps, tracking your calories, not going on your phone for the first couple hours of the day, journaling every morning, reading 15 pages a day, whatever your thing is. Actually have it visible, written down somewhere, and checking it off every single day. And then use the 2-day rule. It's okay if you miss one day, just never miss 2 days in a row. That's how people fall off diets. They quit their businesses. They do everything that they hate doing and they wish they didn't do because they missed one day. Then they're like, oh, well, it's just one more day. And then it's like, well, maybe I'll pick it up Monday. That seems like a good idea. And then Monday comes around and it's like, you know what? I'm already this far. It's too late to catch up now. Just never miss 2 days in a row. That one idea has completely changed my life. Just try that. If you guys want to check out Finisher's Journal, again, not a sponsor, 15% off at the link down below. I absolutely love them. You can also just use a piece of paper, but this helps me like get way more done. So